to be displaced from him that gives you authority. And the moment he finds you without the authority of Christ, my question to you is, can you wait? Can you wait? I know waiting upon the Lord for you means fasting. That's one of the meanings. Waiting upon the Lord is deeper than fasting. Waiting upon the Lord will require that you quieten the noise in your soul and stay in the place of the last command that God gave you. The question is, can you wait? You know, I told you, do you know how long I waited? 14 years. When we grew and got to 250, the growth stagnated as a ministry. We got to 250 in 7 years. We remained there for 7 years. After the next 7 years that made it 14, we exploded to the world. So we stayed silent in the armor tank for 7 years. Yes. The question I want to ask you is, can you wait? It is in that waiting that your anxieties will die. It's in that waiting that your fears will die. That's when you will know how difficult it is for you to tame the flesh, because the flesh will be saying, rise up, 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 move, 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 move. You need to quieten the flesh, and the authority that will keep you waiting is going to come from your spirit man that is filled with the Holy Ghost. There were people that came during those waiting days and gave us superlative insight as to the new formulas that is used to run ministry. When I look at these formulas, I see that these formulas are not from God. If I go this way, I'll become possessed. I'll become a servant of Satan. Many ideas were given on how to raise money. We can do like this, we can do like this, we can do like this. All those ideas were satanic. It was anchored on manipulation. And you see, you grew up in Lagos. I grew up in the village. So I know witchcraft firsthand. I don't need a book to know what witchcraft is. I grew in the environment where witchcraft was practiced. In fact, witchcraft was the culture. So I know its philosophy. I know its strategy. I know when witchcraft wants to talk nice. I know when witchcraft wants to appear familiar, to appear acceptable. In many nations in the West, they have repackaged it in a friendly, user-friendly mode. I know all the colors and shades of it because I grew up in it. Those were suggestions that were coming from witchcraft spirits on how to make progress. Oh my. Oh my. There is a way to make money. Serious money. But the thing is that in order to follow that way, I will need to break covenant with the one that gives me authority. I will need to act apart from God. And when I weighed all the in fact, a senior minister told me that you are going to be poor throughout your life. Because when they told me the things to do, I told them in all honesty and with great respect, I can't. Say you people. And indeed, it was as if what they said was going to happen. Because for 7 years, it was like that. May you find the strength to wait. Your marriage is beginning to delay. And then ideas are coming. Your friends at school, your roommate in Uniben that just got married, now comes with the technology that is reigning now. What is happening is that Satan is trying to contest with the authority of Christ in your life. And the moment you disregard him and take, see, it will work for a non-believer, but it will not work for you. Because you just insulted him. He will haunt you and ensure that it will not work. At the end of the day, Satan would have given you a mark that will never erase in your life. All he wants is just a little window for him to strike, and he will give you a mark that you will not recover from. He knows that he may not be able to have you completely, but in that window that he finds you uncovered. I've seen people that have nursed those wounds, it never heals. And I told the wise men that were speaking to me that it is unfortunate. I cannot do it. A time came when the issues of the lordship of Jesus and his authority over his saints was no longer a front burner doctrine. What was at the front burner was how we could make progress and gain visibility. And many people ran on the tracks of visibility and left God behind. All Satan wants is for you to operate a principle that is not captured in righteousness. As long as you adopt that principle, what you did is that you made obeisance to a principality, because every principle is linked to a principality. Jesus waited. I will wait. Isaiah said that we wait upon the Lord. There were options. In Isaiah chapter 8, I believe, verse 19, he said, when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep and mutter. That was an advertisement of witchcraft. It became popular to advertise the abilities that can be found in the witchcraft world. When they shall say unto you, what they are saying is that you are living like a Jew. There's no result in your life. There's no performance. We have found a way. We found a way. Wizards that peep, spirits that mutter. And Isaiah said, shall not a people seek unto their own God? Won't you remain with the technology of your own God? Won't you remain with the wisdom of your own God? So many people, I have friends that I don't know if they will be recovered again in their lifetime. They were desperate to be recognized. They were desperate to keep up with the competition. We too are not failing. They needed to provide evidence. And that's how they got involved. Oh, there was a Mahanta in my city. He appears at the riverside, River Benue, on Wednesdays. Many people went and submitted to him. We don't know if the man is a human being or a spirit, but he comes there on Wednesdays. How do I know this? One of the people that went to take oath, a blood covenant in that shrine, they brought him mad for me to pray for his sanity to be restored. He was the one that told me that the Mahanta appears on Wednesday. And pastors were there. Politicians were there. The people leading, I don't want to go deep. But in order for you to turn those stones to bread, you will need to break covenant with your master. I choose my master. Even if my master is not speaking, I choose him. Even if he refuses to show up, I choose him. Even if he refuses to come deliver me, I choose him. These are the lessons of the wilderness. God will not empower a rebel. He will not empower a man that has not passed the test of waiting. I waited. I waited with 200 members. My colleagues on campus that knew the potential of my ministry and the teaching grace that I carried on campus, when they passed by and see me struggling for 14 years with 250 members, They said, this one chose to waste. Many of them left. We were all called to be in that city. They left that place and said it was a village. And they went to look for greener pastures. Meanwhile, in that adventure, they broke covenant with their master. I stayed. Even when I got employment in the oil industry. I did not move my family. I went alone. Through all the postings, I went alone. And for 11 years, I was not at home. That's why this woman, she's not perfect. If she's not there, I will not follow any woman. No. At some point, you will go beyond the beauty. It's the ability to keep covenant that is the currency that, oh my, you don't understand it. At some point, you will go beyond the talk, the one that they show on Facebook. Oh, it will become the capacity to survive. For 7 years straight, demons were arrayed against us. And I don't need to tell you the details. How we lost our child. And Jesus was still Lord. Some people ask this question. Where were you, Lord? He was on his throne. He was on his throne. His location didn't change. Can you wait? Can you wait? For 11 years, I was not at home. And the reason why if I had traveled with the family, the people I was pastoring would say, I've left them. So I left them behind. So when they wake up, they'll see my wife. They'll say, okay, he has not left us. He's still with us. For 11 years, I was not at home. 11 years. I spoke in tongues alone. I used to do 8 hours in tongues per day so that I would be sane. The wine I drank that made me normal was 8 hours of tongues. Ooh, those were the days where they were constructing that really my two Abulebaro. I was one of the first functionaries that operated as a regulator in the depots in satellite. So when I'm going, it takes 4 hours to get to that junction. And God didn't allow me buy a car, even though I could buy 1 car every month from my monthly salary. Half of my salary could pay my annual rent in Surulere. So I was in that hold up. I used the hold up. That means I would pray 4 hours to go to work and pray 4 hours to come back home. I did that for 7 years. Waiting. I was taking root downward. Oh, a time came where what you call prophetic, that's where I live. Oh. That's where I live. When you took us up, it opened. I can start telling people things. I can do that. It's just that he didn't say I should do it. I can, if you do that thing that you did now, I can start telling people what God is saying throughout this whole. There are not many. I prayed 8 hours a day to be saved, so that I will defeat that voice in my head, pushing me to do something. Someone needs to repent today. I'm preaching to somebody. You left the place that Jesus put you. The affliction that you are suffering today is because you left. Jesus had a mighty thing going on in your life that was supposed to produce results in 7 years, but you could not wait. You were in a hurry. You took off like a tornado. You exposed yourself. Today you are trying to gather yourself, but the sound is no longer there. One day I was going to walk, then he spoke to me. He said, your time in the wilderness is accomplished. You will receive a posting. He told me that 7 a.m. in the morning. 9 a.m., the notice of my posting came out. That was how I was posted from Lagos. I was posted to the northeast. Those were the days where that my 8-hour prayer I used to do on the road. There was no work there. So if you go to work for 1 hour, you have finished the day's work. I was doing the 8 hours of my bed. My bed became a highway from heaven to earth. That discipline I had maintained was now going to turn into spiritual profit. It takes time for you to gain mastery on spiritual things. If God doesn't bring you into captivity, you will never travel far enough to arrive where He's expecting you. Oh, Malahose. I saw strange visions in the night. Strange things.